Something is broken in the world of dreams, and the one who created is losing control. In Season 2 of The Sandman, Morpheus returns not as a god, not as a ruler, but as a flawed being who must face the pain of his past, the chaos of the present, and the betrayal that waits in the shadows. He is the dream of the endless, but even a god can fall. And when dreams fall, so do we. After the storm of Season 1, Season 2 opens quietly, but that silence carries tension. The dreaming, once majestic and full of wonder, is cracked and strange. Some areas are completely gone, others twisted in ways that even Morpheus doesn't understand. We begin with Dream walking through what was once his throne room, now partly collapsed. His trusted librarian Lucienne is still there, but something has changed. She watches him like he's not the same lord she once followed. And maybe he isn't. Season 1 ended with Morpheus reclaiming his tools and defeating the vortex, but peace never lasts long in his world. Now the dreaming is unstable, nightmares are escaping, dreams are vanishing, even humans are suffering. Strange sleep. Sickness spreads on Earth, people sleeping for days or waking up screaming. One man walks into traffic claiming he's still dreaming. A child draws a city she's never seen and says she lives there at night. Something is wrong. And it's not just magic, it's a crack deep in the foundation of Dream's realm. As Dream tries to repair the dreaming, we see that he's tired. Not just physically, but emotionally. The war, the loss, the guilt over what happened with Rose Walker and her family still haunt him. And more importantly, the guilt over his own creation, Galt, the nightmare who only wanted to be a dream. Morpheus had punished her for disobedience but later let her return. That act of mercy was rare. It showed that Dream was changing, though he might not admit it. Lucienne begins to take more control, organizing the realm while Dream drifts into deeper thoughts. She tries to remind him of his duties, but Dream seems distant, even cold. He spends more time in the Hall of Records, reading old memories, something endless don't usually do. It's clear, Morpheus is lost in the past. We also begin to see glimpses of someone watching. A pair of golden eyes in the shadows, a soft whisper, a hint of something or someone playing a bigger game. Meanwhile, Desire is back. And they're not done with their schemes. We see them once again in their mirror-like chamber, smiling as they speak to their twin, Despair. The game isn't over, Desire says. It's only just begun. The camera lingers on a tiny sigil on their chest. The heart, a symbol that once caused the vortex crisis. Desire wants Dream to break the rules again, but why? As episodes 1 and 2 unfold, we also meet a mortal girl named Callie, who claims she has dreams of the endless, but not in her sleep. She sees them while awake. She draws each of them in perfect detail, even ones she's never met. Lucienne notices this girl in the library archives, a name popping up too often in dream reports. Could she be the key to what's happening? Or just another pawn? Morpheus finally visits Death, his older sister, in episode 2. It's one of the most emotional moments in the series so far. She welcomes him with her usual calm kindness, but questions him too. You're trying to fix what's broken, she says, but maybe what's broken is you. Dream doesn't reply. He just looks away, silent. The moment feels heavy. Death is the one sibling Dream actually trusts. But even she sees that he's changing, more fragile, more alone. As we move into episode 3, Destiny makes his first appearance. He's tall, draped in a hood, holding the book of all things that have happened and will happen. He doesn't speak much, but his presence is chilling. He tells Dream only one thing. The storm you stopped was only the first wave. And then, like mist, he's gone. That single line shakes Morpheus more than anything else. It means something. Larger is moving, something even the endless cannot fully control. A prophecy? A cycle? Or something ancient returning? By the end of this first section of the season, Dream is aware. This is not just about nightmares escaping or dreams falling apart. This is about a crack in reality itself, one that started long ago when the endless were children, and someone possibly. A sibling is using it to bend the universe for their own gain. Morpheus must now rebuild the dreaming, reconnect with his siblings, and prepare for something darker than death. The unmaking of hope. Asterisk, there are rules in the world of the endless unwritten laws older than stars. But what happens when those rules are broken by the very ones who created them? In the Sandman Season 2, we leave the known lands of the dreaming and step into strange, dangerous territory. New realms rise from the forgotten corners of existence, and new players arrive, each carrying a piece of the puzzle, or a spark to burn it all down. After Dream speaks with destiny, his unease grows. The dreaming is healing, but not naturally. Some dreams come back distorted. Others whisper things they should not know, events that haven't yet happened. One nightmare appears to a sleeping king and tells him about a war not yet fought. That same night, the king dies in his sleep, his final words, "The girl with stars in her eyes." Word spreads quickly through realms both mortal and immortal. Something is bleeding into the dreaming, and it is not from Earth. This is when we meet Delirium, the youngest of the Endless. She appears without warning in a swirling storm of butterflies and floating words. Her speech is broken, jumping between joy and fear, jokes and riddles. But under her chaos is something sharp. She knows what's coming. She tells Dream, "The walls are thinning. I saw a man dreaming while dead. That's not right, is it?" Delirium has always been the strangest among her siblings, but this time, her madness hides a warning. In Episode 4, we visit her realm, colorful, noisy, ever-shifting, like a child's painting come to life. But even here, things are wrong. Some corners of her world are fading into gray. Dreams that used to fly now fall to the ground, still and cold. Delirium looks at her brother, eyes suddenly clear. "If I forget how to dream, brother, what happens to them?" Meanwhile, back in the dreaming, Lucien finds old records that weren't there before. Scrolls in a language even she can't read. They pulse with strange energy, and the only symbol she recognizes is an Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. This symbol appears again in the waking world. A scholar studying ancient ruins sees the same image burned into a stone in the middle of a long-forgotten temple. When asked how he found it, he says, "I saw it in a dream I've had since I was a boy." Dream begins connecting the dots. Something is influencing dreams across all realms. Not just the dreaming, not just Earth, but other worlds. To some that were sealed long ago. Here, the Sandman introduces one of its most powerful twists, a secret endless. One not seen in the first season. One erased from memory. Regret. There are whispers between Delirium and Desire, whispers that one sibling was removed by agreement, locked away in the oldest dream so no one would remember. But regret, it seems, is waking. Their influence is slow and invisible, filling people with guilt they shouldn't feel, making them dream of choices they never made. And it's through these regrets that regret gains power. Desire, of course, sees opportunity. What is more delicious than longing? They say, longing for what cannot be undone. Desire's role in this season grows darker. No longer content with teasing Dream, they now manipulate events directly. They push mortals to commit cruel acts and whisper into the minds of the endless. Even Despair seems unsure now, questioning her twin's hunger for control. "You play too hard," she warns. "You might shatter the game board." By Episode 5, we see how far the cracks have spread. A sleeping child in Tokyo creates a dream city that physically appears on Earth for 8 minutes, then vanishes. In London, a man falls asleep and wakes in another's life. A priest in Mexico sees visions of destiny and carves unknown symbols into a church wall. And always in the background, the Ouroboros appears again and again. Dream realizes he can no longer fight this alone. He must find allies, but not all of them are endless. Enter Matthew the Raven, who becomes more than just a loyal companion. He discovers a hidden gate at the edge of the dreaming, a gate that leads to a realm forgotten even by Morpheus. On the other side is a prison? But what or who is inside has not yet been revealed. Morpheus, however, already fears the answer. At the heart of this section is the feeling that the world itself is forgetting how to dream safely. What was once peaceful has become poisonous, and the ones Dream once trusted, his siblings, his creations, Even himself may no longer be who they seem. As Season 2 moves deeper into its mystery, the audience is forced to ask, what if the greatest danger to dreams is not nightmares but memory? Because memory, twisted, broken, full of longing, is the one thing even dream cannot control, and something, is using it to change everything. There comes a moment in every great story where the ground gives way, when even gods realize they are not above fate. In the Sandman Season 2, that moment comes in the middle of silence, and then, all at once, everything breaks. What seemed like scattered pieces now form a terrifying picture. And the picture is not one of hope, it's one of collapse. It begins with something small. A dream of a falling star that everyone on Earth shares on the same night. A man in Brazil, a child in Canada, a queen in a distant solar system all dream the same image. A star falling into an endless black sea. Dream recognizes it instantly. It's not just a dream, it's a warning. It's not just a dream, it's a warning. The image belongs to a powerful forgotten sigil from the time before time. One used only by regret. This shared dream causes panic. People begin to lose touch with reality. Some refuse to wake up. Others wake and cannot sleep again. Sleep clinics overflow. Psychic networks report strange waves of emotion in the air. And those who remember the dream say the same thing. Something is calling us home. Dream begins to lose control. His realm becomes unstable. Walls that once held nightmares locked now flicker. The fiddler's green vanishes. Cain and Abel fight violently, forgetting they are bound to repeat a cycle. Even Lucienne finds herself dreaming something no dream ever should. Episode 6 delivers a blow fans weren't ready for. A rogue nightmare named Kareth, thought destroyed long ago, returns but not as a villain. He comes as a messenger, carrying truth from the prison beyond the forgotten gate. What he tells Dream breaks the last thread holding the endless together. Regret never left. It was buried inside Dream all along. This revelation is more than symbolic. It is literal. When Dream was captured in Season 1, a part of him, his doubt, his guilt, his ancient regrets, was ripped away and sent deep into the dreaming's oldest layer. That fragment gained form, became thought, became memory. And memory became regret. It fed on lost dreams, on forgotten hopes, on all the what-ifs people carry inside. And it grew. Now, regret has enough power to shape dreams again, to enter minds, bend memories, even rewrite history inside the dreaming. Some dreams are now dreaming their own past, entire worlds looping endlessly in sorrow, but the deepest betrayal is still coming, desire. In a final cruel move, guides regret to the heart of the dreaming, Morpheus's gallery, the place where his sigils hang, where the power of the endless connects. When regret enters, the effect is immediate. Time bends. The dreaming begins to collapse, entire structures crumble. Rivers run backward, dreams scream without mouths. Even Morpheus is affected. He begins to forget who he is. His voice becomes softer, his power flickers, and his memories bleed. He walks into the Hall of Echoes and forgets why he came. For a moment, just a moment, Dream becomes a dream himself. But he's not alone. Lucienne, refusing to abandon her Lord, risks everything. She enters the gallery and reminds Dream of who he is, not as a god, but as a being who once gave form to every wish, every fear, every possibility. She tells him, "You are not just Dream, you are every dream ever dared." It is this spark, this simple memory of hope, that gives Morpheus the strength to fight back. In one of the season's most visually stunning scenes, Dream dives into the core of the dreaming, into his own soul, and confronts regret. The battle is not with weapons, but with memories. Regret shows Dream all his failures, the lovers he hurt, the dreams he abandoned, the realms he let fall. But Dream, for the first time, accepts them, not with pride, not with shame, just as part of who he is. And that weakens regret, because regret only has power when it is denied. When Dream accepts his flaws, the form of regret begins to fade. But before it disappears, regret whispers one final truth: "I'm not the only one born from you. There are others. And they're waking." This ending to episode 7 leaves viewers shaken. Regret is defeated, but at a terrible cost. The dreaming is badly damaged. Many dreams are gone forever, and desire simply watches smiling. Because they know the war isn't over, it's only changed shape. Dream stands in the ruins of his realm, surrounded by silence. The question now is not, can he rebuild, but will it matter? Because if the past can become real, what else can? Dreams don't end when you wake up. Some stay with you, haunting you, shaping you, changing you. The Sandman Season 2 understands this. It isn't just a fantasy story, it's a mirror, and what it reflects is different for everyone. In the ruins of the dreaming, among lost memories and broken promises, one thing becomes clear. Stories are not just told, they're lived. And the ones inside us? They're the most dangerous of all. Let's begin with the final emotional beat of the season. Dream stands in the wreckage not of his world, but of himself. Regret is gone, but the scars remain. The dreaming is quieter. No, less grand, but maybe more honest. Death doesn't comfort him. She doesn't promise anything. She simply says, "You did what you could, now do what comes next." That one line hits like a stone. Because we all live with that same truth. We carry on not because we know how, but because we must. This season wasn't about a villain to defeat. It was about a truth to face. And it's that emotional depth that makes the Sandman stand apart from every other fantasy show today. Now, let's go deeper. What was Season 2 really about? The weight of the past never stays buried. Not for gods, not for humans, and definitely not for Dream. Every decision, every failure, every silence, regret, turned them into ghosts. And Dream had to face them all. The message is simple. Ignoring your past gives it power. Owning it makes you free. The lies we tell ourselves. Characters in Season 2 lie constantly, but not to others, to themselves. Lucienne tells herself she's just a librarian, not a leader. Desire tells themselves they're in control, not afraid. Even Dream tells himself he's unchanged. But slowly, piece by piece, those lies crumble. And what's left isn't pretty, but it's real. That's the truth the show pushes. Transformation begins when illusion dies. The fragility of reality. When dreams crack, so does reality. Season 2 played with this idea masterfully. One man lives a life that never happened. A girl draws things she's never seen. A planet forgets how to sleep. The line between dreaming and waking becomes thinner, because that's what the world feels like today. Confused, shifting, uncertain. The show isn't just showing fantasy, it's reflecting our time, and yet, through all the chaos, we're given a strange form of comfort. That even in fear, even in doubt, hope survives, sometimes hidden, sometimes broken, but still breathing. Let's pause and highlight Tom Sturridge's performance. His portrayal of Dream in Season 2 is not just